Hello, everybody. It appears that we are finishing up second week of classes in our Actions Count seminar, and I wanted to touch base because I've received many phone calls or emails regarding questions about why your grades are the way that they are. So as you can see, we're looking at our homepage here about Actions Count. You'll see that each week I give a little announcement, so you should click on that and open it up. But the real deal is that when you are coming to class or you're trying to learn how to work this class, the thing is that your information page would have been the first place that you go to. I'd sent out the actual introduction to Actions Count video, which describes that you want to come to this information page and get all of the details in order to see how the class runs or operates. So this is the video, the short step. I'll add this video into announcements. This is a course outline, a regular syllabus like you would get in a regular class. This was the introduction assignment. Some people were frustrated with their grades. As long as you attempted to answer each and every one of the questions, then you would have gotten the 10 points that's in there. The introduction assignment and discussion board do not get counted into your final grade as they are introductory, meaning that there's a place for you to learn. So the thing is, what is our Actions Count week? If you take a look and you looked through some of the folders, you would see that the Action Counts week is the week that we all put our actions out there, and every single one of you reviews and comments on the other. What time are your assignments due? Technically, that should be every Tuesday by 8 p.m. Explain what will be included in your final portfolio project and include the due date. Those are, again, listed up there and what needs to happen. The easiest way to reach me is via email. You may like to give me a call, and you can check into my office hours. Please note that while our building is very active, I am running about the building on the regular. So I have mandatory office hours, but I may be down at the pool in my pool office, or I may have had to run over to the snack shack to fix the ice machine, or any variety of other things, catching crickets in the men's locker room. So those are some of the things I've done this past week. I can only guess what might be up and coming. If Blackboard or SUNY Orange is down, you aren't penalized for any time frame. The classes don't cancel out, but that also means that, the weeks don't cancel out or the assignments don't cancel out, meaning that they're not marked as inaccessible. However, if your assignments are late or you go back and sort of redo discussions, once they've been graded, they won't be regraded. And so I'll talk about that in a minute when it comes to discussion boards specifically. Where do you access the learning materials? And all of that is in the content area. And then the next thing is what is required for the final portfolio. One more time, as my error was to ask it twice. And so nobody actually called me on it and said, hey, you asked that same question twice. And so sometimes that's done on purpose to make sure that we're all paying attention. So not to be tricky, but there you go. Your discussion board, and every discussion board requires that you respond to 2 people. That's exactly what's underneath the discussion board information. So if you open up this quick information here, it gives you some even down and dirty things that are happening. So your timeline, each chapter is open Sunday through Monday. So forgive me if I just said the Tuesday. But you have to be finished and submitted all of your homework by 8 p.m. on a Tuesday. If it's late, then you may want to write a note in the comments section. It's imperative that you understand that your assignments should be Word documents, PDFs, attached. I understand that some of you are having trouble with your Microsoft Word in from your Mac, and so I can help you fix that or work on that if you send me an email, and I will help you figure out what you're doing. This timeline doesn't change even if it's the holiday. So if that Monday we have Columbus Day off, your assignment is still due on that date. Please understand that each and every chapter has a date range below the folder. The date range means that that's the time in which the chapter will be open. So I try to keep 2 chapters open at a time, but last week that was creating great confusion. So I do not have 2 chapters open at a time. And in fact, week 3 will open tomorrow morning tonight, I should say, at midnight. But this means that from 8:27 to 9:04, your assignment is open. You are allowed to attach your answer sheets or your comments or whatever your assignment is that week. You're allowed to do that anywhere up to 8 p.m. on 9/4. Of course, you can do it before that. Anytime within this time range is when you get to attach or do your things. The thing that's really important to understand is that your discussion boards must be sooner than that. So I'll give you that example when we get to here. This file is not new. It's been here since we started this class. This gives you the discussion board guidelines. It tells you that your first individual primary post is worth only 4 points. And of those 4 points, there's criteria. You have to make sure that your discussion post is value added. It can't just be based solely off of opinion. And if it is an opinion question, then you have to support it with evidence and back it up with the things that either we've used in that chapter from the materials that I've provided for you, or materials that you will reference so that we can also all look at them. However, you must make that first initial post, no matter how perfectly it fits into the criteria, within the first 48 hours, or you will begin to lose points of that possible 4 points. So if you do not post to a classmate, at least one classmate, before the end of that period, then that means that you will lose those points. You're not permitted, you cannot earn the extra 6 points if you do not reply to 2 classmates. So I've been getting lots of messages regarding this. Why did I only get 4 on my discussion boards? Well, discussion boards is classroom participation, and as you can see on your syllabus, that percentage is relatively low. So having not gotten perfect scores on your 2 discussions up to this point is not going to change your final grade tremendously, as long as you're doing the rest of the things. But what's really important to understand is that you can't ignore the replies to your classmates for the rest of the semester, or that will make an impact on your final grade. The thing that I also want to know is that we always come from a place of curiosity and not criticism. That's especially important in this course because particularly this week, I'm going to ask you to include your positionality. I want you to take a look at what some of your actual privileges are, and I want you to consider what some of your biases are. This requires that you really open up and be honest with yourself. It's not an easy task, and it's not done, and we don't have certain beliefs because we are not good people. It's just simply how we grew up, and awareness of it is about 90% of the challenge. So that's what I'm asking you to do, to be honest and open this week. So very important to pay attention to that. Your journal entries, this is what you need to do and how you'll submit and turn in your journal entries. This is your lead-in discussion. This week you'll also be working on topics and how it is that you want to, your lead-in should all come from the same piece of work. We don't want to keep creating new works and new efforts. And so in this week, you'll talk about researching what your lead-in is and what it is that you want to do for your action. So if I want to study, let's say, the bias in women firefighters, and I want to take a step and say that the world should be more fair and that women should be able to take the test, and if they can pass, they can be a firefighter. Okay, so from that standpoint, I'm going to go and find a bunch of research, and I'm going to talk about that, and I'm going to figure out why I think it's good and who I need to be and how I need to approach this problem. What will be the outside constituents, what different groups might matter in that. And so those are just some things that you're going to be doing, and you'd want that to be your lead-in discussion and your major project so that we're not reinventing the wheel each and every time that we're working on this. Your reaction and position papers will be on different topics. As we go through the semester next week, you'll be talking about your first reaction or position paper. And that will be something that we also will build on your positionality. And from there, we'll go to that. You'll have your final research and presentation project, which is that what's going to be your action. And then again, your final portfolio. So here we go. That's what you need to do. If you're having any questions or concerns, you can email me, but I urge you to go back to information and go back to the videos and watch those. When you get to each and every week and you want to take a look at the content, you will see the different weeks up and then what happens and why the chapters are open. Again, this week is all about personality, individuality, who you are, and what you believe. Hope you keep an open mind and hope that you're honest with yourself. Week 4 does not begin until September 16th, so you will probably not see any information available to you until the 15th. The reason for that is not because I'm trying to be cruel. The reason is because I want you to focus on week 3. So I've sent you an email to talk about what some of the celebrations are for the week and how well you did at some things, and then some possibilities or things that we might want to improve on for the next week or to continue to grow. I hope that this video helps you. And again, feel free to give me a call and set up an appointment if you have any specific questions. Thanks and good luck.